What's up, everybody? It's Joe from the Goodyear Lounge coming to you live on Tuesday, January 12th. Going to be bringing you an episode of the Sexy Tesla News, and we are going to start episode 2 right now. All right, everybody. We're going to be talking about some really cool topics that Tesla's released over the last couple days. The first one is going to be talking about the new short range or the standard range Model Y. This is going to be a new car that they're bringing to market. It is exactly the same as the Model Y, but it's going to have a standard range battery pack. One thing to note about this car is really just more of a to get more people the ability to purchase the vehicles and experience them themselves is really what my opinion on it is. I wouldn't be the first one, to blow the horn to go and buy the short-range Model Y, specifically because of that. It is a shorter range. They're saying that EPA is going to be about 240 miles or so, which in an electric car, range is everything. And a lot of YouTubers you'll see talk about this topic. Range is king. And in an electric vehicle, range will always be king. All right, so here it is. We've got the standard range Model Y. Base price is going to be starting at $43,190. And it has the 7-seat available option. And so a couple things to note here. When you put more weight into an electric vehicle, that's going to decrease the range because the car and the motors are going to have to work harder to move the vehicle because of the added weight. It's going to be a higher strain on the motors, which will then pull and consume more energy. And so normally you want to take between 10 and 15% off the range, the max range, because you're never really going to be charging to 100%. If you were to charge to 100% every day, the battery will degrade over time. And think about it in a really good depiction here would be your cell phone. Over time, your 100% of your battery becomes 80% of your battery when it was first built. So almost the exact same thing here happens with electric vehicles. Now you can eliminate that almost completely if you charge the vehicle correctly. So the standard way to charge a vehicle should be between 30% and 80%. You should always be using that 50% of the battery. The lithium-ion batteries enjoy being in a state of charge, so when you're charging overnight, you want to set it up so that you're on a schedule and it starts charging right before you go and leave for work or onto your commute. And so a couple things, right? It's a really good starting price. This is going to be one of the best in class vehicles that you could buy in this specific category. It offers you a lot of internal storage space, but the problem here is that once you start peeling some miles off of this, say you take 10% off, you're looking at 220 miles or so of range. And throw in some inclement weather, throw in some cold weather, and now you're talking 180 miles of range. This is not going to be a car that you're going to want to do long road trips in. And if you haven't been in a Tesla on a road trip, one of the biggest things is the state of charge in which you start charging. So what that means is when you arrive to the destination, or on your way to your final destination, you're going to have to charge in between. And when your state of charge is really low, right? If you want to get to the next supercharger that's maybe 200 miles away, you're going to have to charge from 0 to 100%, which, if you think about this in an empty glass scenario, when you start pouring water into an empty glass, you could pour a lot of water in at once. But as it starts to fill up, you're going to have to slow down. And as it starts to get to the top, you're really going to have to slow down, and you're going to have to trickle it in. And so if you think about it in that way, this is always going to have to charge to 100% to get to the next destination. Whereas if you get a longer range battery, such as the Model 3 standard range, it automatically comes at the standard range price about $10,000 cheaper, and you're going to get about 25 to 30 more miles on that battery pack. And so overall, this is a great way for someone who isn't a long commuter, doesn't expect to go on long drives. This is going to be a great way for you to enter into the electric vehicle market with more capacity to store things and haul, as well as give you that extra headspace above if you're a taller individual at a really reasonable price. The next article we're going to be talking about is some competition. And you're going to hear me talk a lot about competition and the free market at play on this channel, specifically regarding all aspects of consumer products. Competition is going to be able to drive the prices down and drive innovation. And I, for one, am someone who loves competition in the marketplace. And one of Tesla's board members is the article that we're going to be talking about here. One of Tesla board members is welcoming General Motors into the electrified realm of new car and new car ownership. And this is really cool to see, because this is going to drive electric vehicles further into the everyday lives of everyone. All right, so here it is. Tesla board member welcomes GM healthy competition to speed adoption. And one of the really big things I want to highlight here is that competition in all aspects of consumer products is going to, one, increase the adoption rate of the specific product, and two, hopefully drive innovation so that these car companies in this specific regard are going to try and fight to be the best out there. Try and fight to be and own most of that market share. And so one of the biggest things here is stating that, hey, we're excited that GM is going to be a company that is going to come into the marketplace and drive some competition. And it looks like they have changed their overall logo to look more electrified, which is awesome. The next article is about a job posting specifically in China in regards to its newest addition to the family, looking for a designer of its new, very high efficient, affordable EV for mainland China and hopefully for the rest of the world. So let's check this out. So Tesla is reportedly seeking a design chief for upcoming made in China models. So this is really cool. They want to give a vehicle design a lot more bias toward China. They have already done a lot here, setting up some major manufacturing sites and having sold a ton of EVs, but Tesla really is ready to put its roots down. So that's really cool to see that Tesla is trying to adhere to the market in which they're entering and give a product specifically for their consumer. Again, this is what makes great companies, designing products specifically that the consumers want to buy. You don't want to be forced a product that you don't want. You don't want to, have all these add-ons and specifics that maybe you're not interested in. And so this is awesome to see that Tesla is trying to really solidify its roots in the China marketplace and design something that is going to be the best EV for mainland China. And so here's another quote. I think something that would be super cool would be to create a China design and engineering center to actually design an original car for China for worldwide consumption. And I think that'd be very exciting. And I think that's really exciting as well. Trying to design something specifically for consumer is awesome. And I think this is the way of the future for companies, especially with all the social media and how open they could be with their constituents and their people who are purchasing their products. That open transparency between the two is what's going to make and innovate great new products for all new consumers. The next article, we're going to be talking about NIO. And if you guys haven't heard of NIO, they have been touted as the next Tesla. Jim Cramer talked about it a couple months ago. The stock price has risen from about $15 a share to almost $60. And NIO is making a really competitive electric vehicle in the Chinese market. And if you haven't seen their products, they are superb. They make beautiful products, and they have really seen a drastic increase in deliveries year over year, the same with Tesla. So, NIO revealed its ET7 sedan on Saturday with a pre-subsidy price starting at around 69,000 US or 448,000 yen. So the car can work with NIO's new autonomous driving system, which we really haven't seen much about. And the deliveries of this ET7 are set to begin in the first quarter of 2022. What's really cool about this product is that the ET7 is going to have what they're claiming to have a 621 mile or 1,000 kilometer range, which is absolutely phenomenal, and that's in direct competition to XPeng's P7, and if you haven't seen that product, it's also very nice. And this is also going to be in direct competition with the Model 3 in China. And with a range of 621 miles, that is really impressive. The Model 3's range right now has a max range of 350 miles. So that's almost 300 more miles in comparison to its direct competition of the Model 3. And hopefully, this is going to be something that comes out and pushes Tesla to get the range of their cars up to the 600-mile range. 600 miles on a internal combustion engine car is pretty unheard of, unless you have a really large fuel tank. And 600 miles on a electric vehicle obviously is very unheard of. So this is really cool to see the innovation within the electric vehicle market. And hopefully this is something that comes to the US and the greater European market outside of just the mainland China market. And some breaking news from this morning. Tesla actually has incorporated in India, and we actually have a little bit of a video here to watch, specifically around what and where they are going to be incorporating in specific parts of India, and some possible insights into what their plans are for the future. All right.
Well, just a few weeks after Tesla CEO Elon Musk announced that the company will look at launching its operations in India at some point this year, the company, we learn, has registered with the ROC in India. Tesla India has incorporated itself in Bengaluru, even as it is believed to be in talks with 5 state governments to possibly set up manufacturing R&D operations.
This is really great. Think about how they are going to be saving in manufacturing costs by building manufacturing facilities in specific key areas all around the world. We already know that they're going to be building a new factory in Austin, Texas, which is going to serve the eastern seaboard and the east coast of the United States. They're already building a factory in Germany, which they've already broken ground for. And now with this news, they're going to be starting to build factories and operations in India that will allow the specific manufacturing process and the shipping process to that specific part of the world. So really great news from Tesla this week. We've got some really great competition in GM, NIO, and we've also got some really great news that Tesla's expanding into new markets, which will only broaden Tesla's scope to be able to deliver the most efficient EV, as well as the most innovative EV to the rest of the world, which is really awesome to see. And it's great to see that the competition is going to start catching Tesla here in the coming years, with NIO and GM entering the fold. Really excited to see what they can produce and how they can push Tesla to still maintain that innovation level that they have over the last few years. With that being said, leave a comment down below with what you were most excited to see from Tesla in the last week. And it's really exciting to see that these cars are going to be manufactured in India and hopefully driving more electrification of the fleet in India into the coming future. And if you can and you haven't already, definitely hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and leave a like. It really helps the channel. Really appreciate you guys watching today, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon. Thank you.